It says go. So we're going to hit the go live on the Facebook side. Check our audios. Facebook always gives us all the agita.
Should I sign in?
Facebook says we're live.
If you're watching it live, why would you?
Yeah, that bit's front.
That's true.
Unless you want to read comments, just turn your volume
Yeah,
down.
we are live there.
Oh, you guys do live audio? You haven't been.
You never hear us?
Yep. And we're all good with.
No, it's just a chat.
We're live all over on all the platforms, Bullhorn, Facebook, and YouTube. Whitetails and Whiskey Podcast, episode 22. And we always pick the coldest darn episodes to do in the shed.
I've had the heater going since 4 o'clock.
Yep.
It's comfortable in here.
Yep, absolutely. So Clap's in the shed hanging out with us tonight while we do the podcast. And he had his first Blantons. I brought him over a little sample.
Very good.
So
very good.
that's not what me and Nate are drinking tonight, but I know Nate had a little taste off of that too.
Taste of the bland.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Good, but I don't think it's worth the hunt. You can go over and check out the YouTube video on it. I don't think it's worth what people make it out to be, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's good, but I mean, there's guys that are paying $200, $250 a bottle for that now.
Wow.
It's got a cool history behind it. You gave me a little input on the history behind Blanton's and how it was started. That was pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, and if you guys are interested in more on that, I did talk about that in the Fresh Crack Friday video when I reviewed it on the podcast. So just go over to the page, look in the videos for the Fresh Crack Friday for my first Blanton's, because it was my first too. And that's what we did. So, but yeah, it's been a bit. Been busy, dad stuff, all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah. Life's pretty hectic.
Yeah, it's busy.
You don't have much time to do much.
It seems like with the holidays, we all think it's going to slow down, and then it just never does. But yeah, so the whiskey tonight isn't really a whiskey.
It's actually something me and my dad, as you guys know, it's Clap. We went up to the Sportsman's Expo up in Syracuse, the New York Sportsman's Expo.
Mm-hmm.
We did some walking around, and we came across this booth that was set up, and it's 1857 Spirits. It's out of New York. They make a potato vodka, and we tried it, and they actually took some of their normally distilled vodka and put it in a medium charred white oak barrel for a year or so and pulled it off, and this is what they came up with. So it's kind of like a whiskey. It's vodka, but the process is similar to a whiskey.
Yep. Barrel-aged vodka.
So a little different than your normal whiskey that we talk about, but it comes in at 80 proof. It's I think it's got great flavor. It's very sweet, easy drinking.
Yep. Nice sip of whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, for sure.
But kind of I guess, home state, New York.
Yep.
Bo Hunt is over in the Catskills. I'm sure he's familiar with it.
Yeah, that's over there. Middleburg, I think, is the town.
Probably on there.
Barber's Farm Distillery, Middleburg, New York.
Yep. So I'm sure Bo Hunt is familiar with it.
1857 Spirits is our.
But I thought it was a little unique, and even though it's not officially a whiskey, Ben still allowed me to bring it on the episode. It's a barrel-aged potato vodka, and I thought it was quite tasty.
It's sweet. It's definitely sweet, but I picked it out when you had that poured blind next to another one. I knew right away that it doesn't quite smell like a whiskey, but I think and I'm not a big vodka guy. Like, I don't do the clear
easy
stuff.
Sipper.
It sips nice right along for an 80
I like
proof,
it with a couple ice cubes in it, honestly.
Yep. Yep. So, a couple comments rolling in. Russ says, sounds interesting. Yeah, it's definitely different. I haven't tasted anything like it. That's for sure.
Yeah, so. It's barrel-aged vodka.
Yep. Then Barb tuning in from Florida.
Whoa. Barb, all the way from Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's on vacation.
And her and Mark are on vacation right now, enjoying the Florida sunshine.
Plapp here is a
Be nice.
frequent of K&M.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Barb is the owner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've met her a couple times.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Jake over on the YouTube side.
You got to wear your Whitetails and Whiskey sweatshirt when you go in there.
Get discount?
Well, you have to talk to Barb about that.
Yeah, but no, they always like seeing it, and always like hearing about the people are stopping by from the podcast and all that stuff. So, yeah, they take good care of us over there. So Jake comments in, said, "What's up, boys?" And then his next comment is, "Plapp is a legend."
Plapp is a legend.
Dear Lord.
Yeah. Russ comments in, says, "How does it compare to Tito's on the rocks?" I'm not a Tito's guy. I know you've had Tito's.
Tito's is pretty smooth. It's
I
it's
think
a vodka. Yeah, you could drink that straight.
I think, well, I'm not 100% on if Tito's is a potato vodka, but I think this is actually just a better sipper on the rocks.
Mhm.
Well, it's got.
I like Tito's.
Yep.
If I drink vodka, I would prefer Tito's. But yeah, I definitely think it's either comparable, if not better, on the rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's give her a taste. Cheers, Plapp.
Cheers.
Thanks for stopping in. Cheers to everybody at home. Thanks for tuning in.
And I think it's even better on the rocks when it's barrel aged
Yeah,
than just the regular
Yeah.
plain old vodka.
I agree.
I get a little vanilla.
Yeah, you definitely get. I think
Then we got that sweet that.
it's got a different sweet though. It's not like anything you get from a whiskey. It's probably coming from the potato.
For me, it tastes like a mild vanilla.
Yeah.
Like a mild.
It's got a
vanilla
lot of vanilla
hit
flavor to it. Yep.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Very nice and something different. Like I said, we can't do whiskeys all the time. And like I said,
but Ben did approve that it is going in the infinity bottle.
so a sample of this, if we don't drink it all,
Right.
is going into the infinity bottle as well. So there'll be a little 1857 spirit in the next infinity bottle.
Yep.
Cool.
So, but this also tied in really nice to a couple of the topics we got tonight. Nate went gangbusters and came up with a whole nice itinerary for us today.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about it quite a bit today. But anyway, so we found this at the Sportsman's Expo, and most of you are familiar with the deer that me and Ben harvested this year. So the whole point in me going up to the Sportsman's Expo was the Northeast Big Buck Club was there scoring deer. And my bull buck was already been through the 60-day drying period. If any of you don't know, if you plan on getting your deer scored from the day of the harvest, it has to dry for 60 days before it can actually be officially scored and go in the record books.
Mhm.
But my 60 days was up and then some, so I brought Rocky down,
Rocky.
mm-hmm.
my
Rocky.
bull buck, and he came in. He went in the books at 113 and 4/8
As a six.
As a 6 point. He would have been pushing 120, almost 118 if he didn't break that main beam off.
He's a bruiser.
But that was fun. We got him scored in the books, and then if any of you are interested in the Northeast Big Buck Club and getting your deer scored, Ben is a good informant on that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you're still an official scorer for him.
I'm an
right?
official scorer, so if
you
anybody's
can-
interested, I can score your deer up, get them entered for you. There's a lot of other good scores. Andy's pretty local. There's a couple
Andy Hall,
guys.
he's more towards Bristol.
There's a couple guys in the Wayne County, Ontario County, and stuff like that. You can go right up on their website and get in touch with them, and they can find you a local scorer. Or if you're interested, you can get a hold of me through the podcast or shoot me a message, and be happy to score your deer up for you. So
Set up a time.
yeah. So minimums are archery is 100.
Yep.
Muzzleloader's 110,
Yep.
and then buck's 120, or gun is 120.
Gun is 120. And if you think your deer qualifies, you want to get them put in the books, it's $30 to get them scored and put in the books.
Mhm.
And then the club every 3 years comes out with a nice hard hardcover book that you can purchase, and it has all the deer they've scored from the beginning of the
Northeast Big Buck.
Northeast Big Buck Club.
Oh, absolutely.
And another, if anybody is interested in that, getting their deer scored, the Northeast Big Buck Club will be at Runnings in Canandaigua March 18th.
March 18th.
Wow.
March 18th, they will be there. You just show up with your rack, walk over, and there might be a line, might not. Just wait. They'll call you up, and they'll set you up with a scorer, and they'll get you all set up right there at Runnings.
Yeah, there's nice signs, everything like that. We're usually back in the sporting goods section over there. I want to say we scored 50 last year.
Oh, wow.
I think we did. It was like 40 or 50 bucks we ended up scoring last year for it. So it was a real good event. Always is, always a good turnout. But sometimes the doorbusters or the noonday rush, there gets to be a little bit of a line. So some people drop it off, go do more errands, do errands with the missus, do some shopping at Runnings.
You could drop your rack off, go do some shopping around Runnings, come back and pick it up when you're done.
Yep, absolutely.
If you're comfortable parting ways with it. Me,
it's not going anywhere.
I like to keep it in my eyesight personally.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not good.
But yeah, Russ commented back in 1857. Yep, 1857 Spirits. They're on Facebook, Instagram, online.
I think it's quite a few YouTube videos.
Yep, got a few YouTube videos about their product. Not a whole lot on the barrel aged, but that's a fairly new product for them from what we did a little research on with it.
Yeah, definitely information on the history and their process of their farm and how their farms evolved from
6 generations, I think.
The Revolutionary War, it sounds like they were supplying
potatoes to
the soldiers and stuff. That farm's been around forever, I guess. And over the years, they just keep adapting to new things to keep it rolling. And this is one of the things. They turned into a potato vodka distiller.
Mike comments in. Mike Vienna says, I better try some. Well,
come on over.
When it's gone, it's gone. I don't know what to tell you.
That's right.
Yeah.
But, half going now.
I think you can look up different places that get it. I think you can actually place orders on their website if you are interested in it.
Yeah, that was something the lady was saying to you at the show you were talking about. Yep. So, and I think there are some liquor stores that carry it. There's a map, like a distribution map or whatever. So, and you probably could talk to your local liquor store and have them order it in too. So,
yeah, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, it's not like I said. It's different. It's definitely not.
It's easy drinking for
80 proof.
Yeah, for 80 proof. I mean, it's good. But yeah, so the Sportsman's Expo was good. They had the dock dogs there.
That was fun.
It's always fun watching the dogs leap off the dock. They do a dock dog competition. They had the little trout pool there. All the kids were over there fishing.
Yeah.
They had the 3D archery shoot.
Yep.
It was
brought your bowl.
I know. Me and Ben were talking about going up there and doing it.
Well, the thing is, if you qualify, I think they had to shoot off on Sunday, so we had to make a trek back.
Yeah.
But it was a fun experience. If anybody hasn't been, I would definitely recommend it next year.
Yeah, there's some other good ones coming up. There's the one at Verona. I don't know what the dates are for it right off. There's that one coming up.
The Harrisburg and PA.
Harrisburg is this weekend, I think.
Oh wow,
the big one.
Yeah,
big.
Well, it's 2 weekends. It's like a 14-day show. I know a lot of people go down to that every year. Our chiropractor, she was saying she's going down with family for a 2-day to try to catch it all, because you almost need 2 days to see that show. It's freaking huge down there at the Expo Center. I showed cows down there once upon a time, but it's a big facility for sure. But I got the one at Turning Stone that I've been to before. Probably won't make it this year, but I'm pretty busy booking consults and property visits and stuff. And then there's one that's going to be right here in Stanley, I guess, coming up.
Oh wow!
So brand new show. I guess it's their first year. So
cool.
I don't know if it's a spinoff of the Woods and Water that was in September, and they're doing like a winter one now or something. but it's at the is it the not the livestock exchange? I don't think it's the auction house down there off Yahtzee Road. Can't think of what it's called right off, but that's coming up, and I think that's March. I think both of those are in March. So
honestly, I haven't heard about it.
Yeah, I've seen stuff for it on Facebook and stuff like that. But like I said, being a new show, they're trying to get the word out, I think. And I mean, I'm sure it's a slow go. I mean, these other ones have been going on for years and years now.
Yeah. So our topic's a little bit of what we were talking about is fun things to do to extend your deer season for us guys that just really enjoy deer hunting and not much else. Yeah, so I mean, if you were successful, I mean, there's definitely these options. Go with a buddy or family and go get your deer scored.
Yep.
Another thing that Ben introduced me to a few years ago that I found very interesting was actually sending the front incisors of the deer out, and we to Whitetail Analytics lab.
Yep, deer age. Yep.
And we age the bucks, age the past 4 bucks.
Yep.
That I've shot. I'll let Ben explain.
Yeah, so Deer Age Wildlife Analytic Labs does it. DeerAge.com is where you can go to order your kits, or you can order them, I think, through their Facebook page, Whitetail Analytic Labs.
There's a bunch of different ones that do it.
Yeah.
This is just the one you.
It's the one I use. It's the one it's been the most cost effective that I found too. And it's you can have a speedy delivery. You can have just a standard, I think it's like a 45 or 90 days, something like that. Turn around on your sample. Tells you how to collect your sample with your nice little info brochure.
Pictures, of course.
Yep, pictures and how-tos. I'm good with pictures, not so good with the words.
Yeah, we gotta have pictures.
So we got one of Rocky's tooth out to be sending in, because this is the only kit I still have. I got to order more. We've been using too many of them.
Ben was generous enough to allow me to use it for Rocky.
Well, I figured we were talking Rocky tonight with the score, all that stuff. It fits to have them out. We're trying to keep Josie over here from eating the tooth. So you get a nice little sample packet. Typically you have 2 front incisors, and that's one thing that if you take your deer to a taxidermist, make sure you can get the full bottom jaw from them. Ours does a lot of tooth sampling with the DEC, so they usually give you half back. But if you ask them for the full front, they'll give you the full front, like, I don't know where mine is right off.
Well, this is clipped off from extracting the tooth. But.
Yep. Yeah, so if you can have the both front parts of the jaw, actually it's right here in my bag. Front parts of the jaw, and turn away if, I don't know, if you get squeamish. I don't know if it really doesn't make me squeamish. So, not yours, Josie. So you got the front teeth like this, where Nate's was just one single side of it because they gave the other side to the DEC for their age analysis.
I forgot to tell Perez when I dropped it off.
Yep. So make sure that you can get this. This is what I asked for from the taxidermist, and then one side of the jaw like Nate showed out of it. That way, so usually it looks like that when I get mine from the taxidermist. Just make sure you want both front incisors, and he'll clip it here, and then send one of these sides to DEC for their aging, for their data collection for the year. And that way you have 2 samples so they can do a side-by-side analysis to see if there's any variations. And then I remember one buck specifically I shot Outlaw. He had one broken one in the front. So
yeah, when they get to fighting, they
tip it up and whatever. So put this in here before Josie eats it. So you put it in your nice little sample packet, and then you seal her up. Then Nate's little postcard.
Yeah, you have an identification card.
ID card that you'll fill out for it. It's got my name on it because I ordered it, but I'll put sample, be Nate's Bowbuck Rocky, species, and then the kit ID number, which is linked to my Deer Age account. So we get the email notification on it. Then sometimes they'll post you up on the page. I know you just got put up there with last year's buck.
Last year's Bowbuck, they just finally posted it.
Yep. Yeah, that's all right.
About a week or so ago.
That's all right. So But yeah, it's definitely cool. I know one of my clients, Mark, actually, just talking about Mark, he commented in. Mark sent his away. He shot a nice 5.5-year-old this year.
Oh,
So,
Congratulations.
yep.
old deer.
Over on his piece. I think that's the first buck they've taken off of that new piece since I started working with them folks. So, and he comments in that shows at the Ontario Produce Auction House.
Oh, okay.
The one over on Yahtzee Road. There is what it's called.
Yep.
So, but yeah. So that's your down and dirty. We'll fill out the rest of it, but then you send your envelope away, your return address. Yeah, no additional postage or anything like that. You just drop it in your mailbox. It's already figured out with the envelope. It's all set.
And then what they do when they receive it is it's called cementum
Annuli.
annuli.
Mhm.
And you want to explain a little bit about?
Yeah, so they'll take that tooth. I just put it in the sealed package, of course.
That's all right. They
But
can do it.
they'll take that tooth and then they'll run it through a fine saw, or cut the tooth, however they're cutting it, and then they'll put it on a slide like back in biology class in high school. Look at it under a microscope with a staining agent and count the calcium deposits like rings on a tree to get the age of your deer. So the calcium will deposit with the tooth, and then you can count those rings like ages of a deer or ages of a tree to age the deer, and get you your age. And it's not 100%, but it's 80-90% closer than just looking at tooth wear and stuff like that. It's a more accurate representation of the age for sure. So, so yeah, it's something
and it doesn't have to be a buck. You can send doe. You can send.
Oh yeah, and there's if you go on their website, there's like records for the oldest does submitted for your state and stuff like that. If it wasn't one you killed in New York, there's oldest bucks, stuff like that. So there's some really cool data there and stuff that they got too. Obviously, people usually send in the older ones that they kill, but
I mean, I follow them on Facebook, and wasn't too long ago I seen a buck from PA come back at 11.5.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's nuts.
That's old.
That's crazy, man.
He still had a nice rack on him.
Yep.
It looked like a healthy deer.
Yeah, back up in the mountains or something somewhere. That's a lot of hunters in PA too. I mean, they're right on par with us for hunter numbers per square mile.
A lot of timber there, though.
A lot of timber ground. Yep. A lot of places to hide until he couldn't hide.
Yeah, somebody found them.
That's right.
Yep. But
yeah, just another fun thing you could do
Mhm.
if you're successful this year.
absolutely.
Kind give you a little anticipation on waiting on something once you get your kit submitted.
Yep.
Another fun thing that me and Ben have been doing. I've been doing it for 4 years now, and I know you guys touched a little bit on it last week about the New York Outdoor newsletter.
Mhm.
You can get the newspaper sent right to your house.
Yep.
I think they do have some social media. But you can actually go on their website, send in a picture of your harvest, doe, buck.
Yep.
And they will publish it in the New York Outdoors newspaper.
Yep.
And you will also be entered in to win some prizes.
Yep.
Depending on the week and depending on stuff, it's all different. But we had a local kid last week. I think we mentioned it, Austin Wilkes.
Yep. He won
He
an
won
issue
the best buck.
Yep.
He
For
won
that week.
Won the week.
Yep.
With his bow buck, I believe.
So I'm sure they'll be coming out with
Yeah,
the end of the year big buck contest one. Which I was fortunate enough 2 years. Well, actually no, 2018. So when I'm 4 years ago now, 3 seasons ago, I won that with Outlaw. So
I've put 2 or 3 deer in there.
Mhm.
And then this year I put both of them in there.
Yep.
For this past week, but yeah, I haven't won anything, but they always post your picture and
Yep.
say, they always put all the entries in there.
Yep.
Post your picture, so it's always cool to get your picture with your harvest and the paper, cut it out or save the issue or whatever.
yeah, absolutely.
It's another little fun thing for people to do.
Mhm.
If you're successful this year.
Yep.
And then, if you have relatives or friends that get the paper or somebody that gets the paper that you don't even know they get it, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, seen you in the outdoor news.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and that's always, like I said, that's cool and something that they do. It's kind of like their their statewide bragging board. You know, we got the bragging board here in the deer shed.
Yeah,
So-
which we were pretty successful this year.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, there's quite a few pictures up there, so
Mhm.
a lot of friends, family, and me and Ben.
Good
we were
memories,
all-
good stories.
Yeah, memories, good stories, a lot of fun.
Yep, absolutely.
And then here at some point this summer, I'll take all them down, and they'll get stapled on the wall back here
Into the
And
mural.
We'll add to the collage of years past, and get ready to hang some new pictures up for 2023.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. So, alrighty. Must be everybody's liking the conversation because we haven't had any comments come in. No questions, no nothing like that. Does anybody have any questions on, you know, any of the deer agent stuff, the scoring stuff, like I said, more information for like the scoring stuff, you can go to Northeast Big Buck online to, get in touch with the scorer. Like I said, I'll be happy to score for you too, or come down to the event at Runnings. We'll put all that stuff in the description of the video once we publish it up. And then all these other shows, everything we've been talking about will be in the descriptions of them when I publish it up on YouTube and stuff like that after the lives, kind of wrapped up and finished up. But yeah, so it's pretty good. And then of course, sheds are coming up. But everything I've seen on my camera is still holding for the most part.
I pulled my cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anything's holding, but I've touched on when I like to go out. Usually that first good thaw in March, start taking a walk.
Yeah. I'm usually watching the cameras right now. Usually when they die off, I'll pull them out of the woods. So when I go back to check them out, pause on the set. No, we're all good.
Poor Nate.
My nose is all stuffed up.
Yeah, well, it's that time of the year. But no, normally.
What usually happens to the sheds?
So
What destroys them?
rodents mostly. Rodents in
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they just kind of become part of the earth. Like we had that one we showed a couple episodes ago that CJ found out at my place. That thing almost just looked like a tree branch or a tree root.
Oh, no
And
kidding.
it turned all green, moss covered,
Wow.
all that kind of gnarly thing. Something we probably walked by for
Sure.
5-6 years or who knows how long.
Disintegrates and
Yep, just becomes part of the
Goodbye.
earth. Yep, if the squirrels and stuff don't eat it. I mean, I found some that are like just shells of an antler, really.
no kidding.
Squirrels and all that stuff will chew on them. Coyotes, I've had coyotes gnaw them up.
Yep.
Wow.
Mice, coyotes, squirrels, chipmunks.
Mhm.
They sit there and they just
Chew right at 'em.
just see the little gnaw mark.
Really?
Well, I mean, it's
Calcium,
they got
minerals, all
some
good
kind
sorts of good
minerals.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, no, they're pretty cool to have around the house. I kind of hoard them like a pack rat. I started to
I've
do.
seen your box.
I've started to do stuff with them.
Mhm.
Like I got different piles and collages. My wife has a whole basket worth that she puts on one of our Christmas trees. Yeah, we have multiple Christmas trees. She has one that she decorates just with deer antlers and plastic ornaments, but we can only decorate it about waist high and up because otherwise bear likes to pull them off because he sees that antler and wants to go get it.
That's what you trained him to do.
That's
That's
doing his
right.
job. Yep,
Doing his
absolutely.
job.
So just got to take the temptation out of eye level for him.
Yeah.
But no, he's pretty good. And then Bear, this will be his third shed season. He
Cool.
found sheds last year. Everything that we were spotting, we would run him on it with the wind, and track him through it. And he actually found his first all on his own last year.
Nice.
When we were walking not far from where I killed St. Patrick, actually, he found that little 3-point sight, I think it was.
Yeah.
He was running between me and CJ at the time, and CJ's like, "Oh, Bear's got one." I was like, "I didn't give it to him." And then, of course, it kind of
Nice.
clicked in my head that, oh, shoot, that's his first.
Yeah.
So, yep, got that one. Got that one. He found a couple dead deer last year. Found that real big dead buck last year, that big split G2'd one. Yep. That one, the wind was blowing just right, and he knew it was a dead deer, and he keys in pretty good on dead deer. But, I mean, that one he smelled from 300-400 yards away. He just kept wanting to go that way, and then finally we had to cross the creek, which is a bear in the spring. It was all high, and we ended up finding that one. And Yeah, not too far from that this year. Actually, just another kind of side story. Had one poached this year, and the antlers cut off of it
Oh, wow.
out of a hayfield.
Hmm.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny that it was probably only 80, 90 yards from where that other one got poached. So it makes you wonder, did he get hit and then just ran up into the
Right.
brush there, or what happened? And it's not it's not like a highway road. It's a back road kind of spot. So, it makes you wonder for sure. But yeah, that was unfortunate. Of course, I don't know the deer. I might have known what deer it was, but obviously with no antlers, I can't say it. And it's not one that you can see the deer laying in the field from the road. You know what I mean? It's down kind of over the roll, so it's like got shot and dropped. You can see a deer standing, but not where he's laying, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, but
Unfortunately, those
Never
things
know.
happen.
yep. And of course, coyotes, everything else, I'm sure has been picking him clean, and
Yeah.
he's down to nothing right now. Just bones. But yeah, unfortunately, that sucks. It's part of it.
Yeah, about like that one Liza found down in the water.
Yeah, my wife was on a trail ride with her horses. She came across the dead deer laying in the
Nice
water.
deer.
Yep.
I'm assuming
Big buck.
a nice 8-point. I'm assuming it was probably wounded in archery or early gun season, and just no one found it. He just went there and died.
Yep.
But I guess to touch a little bit on that, our partners or friends over there at Pert Deer Outdoors, they do a shed fest every year. And
Cool.
if you guys go on to his Facebook, and all you got to do to enter is find a shed and purchase one of his t-shirts. It's $25. His Shed Fest t-shirts, and you are entered to win a bunch of prizes. He has multiple categories for sheds, size of sheds, points on the sheds, dead heads.
Yep.
He has a bunch of different categories on there for if you do find a shed or a dead head, you post it on the Shed Fest page and purchase one of his t-shirts, and you are entered.
Yep.
So another fun thing to do, I guess, this spring. I think it goes till April.
Yep, goes till April. I was just looking up the date, so I got it right. So they do a big get-together party with raffles and drawings and all sorts of that stuff. Obviously, give the prizes away to the people that had the best single side, best match set, all that kind of stuff. Those prizes and stuff they give away at the event, and that's April 23rd, which is a Sunday. And that's usually like an all-day event, and that's out Strikersville, I think is the name of the town. It's out at Windy Brew. They do it out there.
Towards Buffalo.
Yep. Oh, Wyoming County.
Yeah.
So I think it's Wyoming or Orleans County, one of those. But yeah, it's a little bit of a haul. I usually go out, hang out, and all that stuff. They usually pony me into scoring the sheds and stuff like that.
Well, you're the official scorer.
Nice.
Well, there's other guys there that are too. Just I'm the guy that showed up with my tape. Maybe I'll just leave my tape home this year. It was nice though. I mean, everybody, was, buying me beer for scoring and stuff like that. So it wasn't that bad, And they got good food, good pizza and wings and all that stuff there at Windy Brew too. So it's a good time. And a lot of the prizes are door prizes. They do a couple like card games for guns and that kind of stuff too, muzzle loaders. So there's all kinds of good stuff at that event usually. And I scored, let me think what else I scored there last year. I scored a blacktail. I scored 3 mule deer and an elk. I scored my first elk.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool to have other stuff too. But yeah, it's definitely a good time, and the Pertinier guys are good, and we usually send them over our episodes for them to post up on their page and stuff like that. Send more people our way, we send people their way.
Sure.
I don't know if you want to call them partner, affiliate. I just call them friends.
Friends.
Friends. My wife says, "Can you score a moose?" I don't know how to. I'd have to look it up, but there's a scoring system for moose.
Oh yeah.
Cattles and spread and all. I'm sure there's measurements and stuff to take with it. Elk are different, mule deer are different. But I've never scored a moose. That is a good question.
There you go.
Does
I
Hannah
guess-
know somebody that has a moose?
Does somebody, yeah, you know someone that has a moose that I don't know about? Or is this my okay to go get a moose so I can score a moose?
There we go.
I think she opened the door.
I,
to
I
that
think
one.
open the door for that
Oh,
one
yeah.
for me. Maybe
For sure.
the moose hunt's coming in the near future. We do have to go on a trip this year.
There you go.
So I guess it's between Kentucky. She wants to go down south toward the ocean, and
Mhm.
maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a moose trip. Sorry, she says. I wish. No.
No.
Had to try.
That's nice to try.
Had to
So,
You
try.
never know unless you try.
Yep,
Mhm.
absolutely. But yeah, no, the Shed Fest is a good time to get out there. Family, friends,
Yeah.
you know, the dog, all that stuff. Yeah, make sure you got proper permissions, all that good stuff, like just like hunting, everything like that. You're all good.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, no, it's a good time. I look forward to it every year. I put on miles and miles and miles, and well, we all do.
Yeah.
I mean, you found probably the biggest sheds last year.
Yeah, I found quite a few nice ones last year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And even found a couple of the bigger ones over on my piece for me. Thank you.
Nice.
So, and
Easier
again,
to spot. I walk past. all
and again,
the
I guess that's a good topic because I've heard people talking about this one online on Facebook and stuff like that. So I'm curious what your take on it is. I think I kind of know, but I'm also curious what the viewers think too on this topic. Is for a shed. So if I invited you out to my place or you invited me out to yours, does the shed go with the person that picks it up, or does it go with the person who gave you the permission to be there with them to shed hunt with them?
It's situational.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they find like a big shed, or something that maybe the landowner knew was around or didn't know was around, I mean, probably should go to the landowner. But if you're out there shed hunting and you find a small 3-side or basket rack 8-side, I mean, I don't really see the reason why.
Yeah.
The person that found it can't have it as long as it doesn't have any meaning to the landowner.
Right. Right. So yeah, I've kind of always done that where it's always choice for the antler goes to the property owner or the inviter, whatever you want to call it. It's their call. If they want to give it to you, that's cool. But if they want the shed for whatever reason, like you said, if it's a deer they know or something like that, that's definitely got to respect whoever invited you.
So set your boundaries and rules before you take someone out shed hunting
100%
on your property.
Otherwise, you're making trouble.
Yep, 100%.
There's no hurt feelings at the end.
Yep. No, that's a good point. Yeah, make sure it's clear and up front so you don't have that awkward conversation at the truck. They go, well, I thought I was keeping that. But like I said, I've always kind of done it to, owner's choice or whatever you want to call it, or property permissions choice or whatever. Yeah. Hannah says before Ben brings his tape measure out.
Yeah.
Well, you always give me flack for my tape measure when we're out walking the grid lines and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right. I was a little confused by that comment.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, you're not 20 feet. Oh. No. He's not that.
No.
What?
You heard us sliding around, Joe? But, yeah, no, so shed's something that, I've done it for, I got sheds from way back the first year we bought the ground. I got sheds from way back in 08, 09 off the farm. So it's taken a lot of years to add them up, and stuff like that. And obviously some are ones that deer are obviously gone. Some are ones we don't know what happened to them. Some of them we were fortunate enough to harvest, so we have stories with those deer. Some neighbors and stuff like that.
Kind of like that picture up there where you got what 1, 2, 2
St.
sheds there.
Patrick this
Yeah.
year.
That's
Gun
awesome.
buck.
Yep.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah. 3 years of history with that.
Yep.
So you can do cool pictures like that. Well.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. That and Dad's buck double wide. We had a shed off of him. Didn't put it in the picture with him right off, but And then the cool thing is too is when you have some of these deer and you can follow them back. I think I have one of Hornet sheds from 2 years ago. Again, like we always talk about, they don't have ear tags. We don't know 100%, but the configurations there, forms there, and the age of growth kind of lines up to it. So,
which I think I actually have a shed from my bow buck last year.
Yeah.
I found the shed. I didn't really line it up until I was looking at the shed and then looking at the mount, and I was like, huh. I held it up there, and it was identical, just a little smaller.
Yep, and that was just the year before too.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but no, that's definitely something cool. You can line up the year-to-year history with them. And some of them just disappear, and you don't know where they go.
Yeah.
Some just show up, drop their antlers, and never come back either. But no, another thing to talk about off-season stuff to do is looking at your property while you're out shed hunting, scouting it. If you can do like management or different kind of stuff to it. Both the bucks that Dad shot, Double Wide and St. Patrick, they were both shot in areas that we did habitat projects this past year. We had Austin Property Services, Justin, come out and used his Speakon to clear some new food plot acreages and kind of like travel corridor areas that come into certain food plots or locations. And both those bucks read the script right like they needed to, in both those spots. So this is a good time of the year too to get out there and look at your plan or make your plan, for a piece if you haven't had a chance to do that. Or maybe now's the time to go start looking for, or asking permission, or maybe you're looking to buy a piece or lease a piece. It's a good time of the year to get that rather than everybody seems to be looking for a piece on the last week of September.
Right.
Everyone's like, who knows of a property? Who knows of a lease? Who's giving out permission?
Yeah.
That's like, you should be working on that kind of stuff now. Holidays are done. If you're looking at leasing or permission, farmers right now aren't as busy. I mean, they're always busy, but there's no harvest going on, no stuff like that where they got crops on. Usually,
make it easier getting a truck or something out the.
Yep.
Where you got to be.
Yep. So definitely good kind of projects and stuff that do it now. That way you can have it set ready to go for deer season. You don't got to be scrambling.
Or you work your way into that property too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you boys did, working the stack and stuff, harvesting the crop for the guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cut firewood. I remember you cut firewood for Schwank there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Trading. We talked about that. Yeah. Trading labor for hunting rights.
Yep.
We touched on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yep. Let's see what else on your itinerary.
That was that. That's all
That's a pretty good. That was a pretty good itinerary and script though. For
I would say.
That. I mean, it was. We were supposed to have Andy on here from Burnt Nestles.
Yep.
But he got
the COVID.
Got the vid, so he pushed it out to next week.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about butchering whitetails.
Which is that's the last caveat. I knew there was something we were skipping out on. We talked about doing a another contest because we love giving stuff away. It's fun. We're nice giving people.
Yeah, it's fun.
So we had an idea.
Makes it fun.
Yep. So I think it was your idea, Platt.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Nate kind of and me have been talking about it and looking at it, and we're thinking about doing a giveaway with recipes. Now, we looked at just doing, like deer, but then we said, well, what if it's like an all-game recipe or something like that too? So,
or even your whiskey cocktails.
Yep. Or even a whiskey cocktail or drink of choice cocktail. Doesn't have to be a whiskey. We're drinking potato vodka tonight.
Sure.
So
mix it in there.
We're trying to figure out how to do it. To give everybody an entry or whatever you want to call it. We want to have them just like message into the podcast page or drop a comment on how to enter. I think it would shoot us a direct message would probably be the easiest to organize.
Direct message, and I think we probably want to try and keep it to venison.
Okay.
I mean, 'cause
Yeah.
if you did all the other animals, then we got to go find the other animals.
Right?
That's true. I don't have any elk burgers
The
hanging
plan
out.
was that you
That's
guys, at
true.
least how I understood it,
Yep.
was that you guys send in your recipes
Mhm.
for venison recipes, and because me and Ben have venison,
Yep.
Mhm.
steaks, whatever, we got it.
Mhm.
We can make it happen.
Roasts. I mean, we got
Roast,
everything.
burger, we got it all.
Yep.
So you guys send in your favorite venison recipe. We go through them.
Cook them,
compare
try
them.
them.
We
Try
find one
them.
that we like.
Yep.
We think is unique and would taste good.
Mhm.
We pick that. Me and Ben actually cook it up. I'm a good cook, even though a lot of people probably think I'm not. But I am a good
He
cook.
is.
He is.
Me and Ben would actually cook it up prior to the episode that we'll air it on. We will
Announce the winner live.
announce it. We will sample their meal
Mhm.
on live, and maybe we could do a cocktail.
Yep.
Sure.
People could message in their cocktails. We could try to do a cocktail with it,
Mhm.
or you could just come up with a whiskey you think would pair well with the
Right.
meal.
Mhm. Yeah. No, so
Either
we'll
way.
do that, and we'll do posts about it for the next, what do you think, only a couple weeks?
Couple weeks, throw some
We'll
posts
talk
up.
about it with Andy's, and then maybe the one following Andy's, we'll do an announcement, and we'll have sampled what gets submitted. And I don't know, we're talking about maybe doing a rocks glass with the emblem on it. Kind of up for whatever you
Yep.
guys think. I know a lot of people that listen in got hoodies right now,
Mhm.
and we do still have a few in stock, mostly greens. We do have a few browns in various sizes, but
We could
they're getting down there. I mean, there's a couple. I only got like one or two for a certain size left.
we could probably throw together a little package. Do
Yeah.
Yeah.
a rocks glass with a logo on it. Throw
Mhm.
on a hoodie.
Yep. Maybe a budget bottle of bourbon.
If we can get Hannah to print us off a few decal stickers.
Yep.
Throw on some stickers you could throw in your toolbox or garage fridge or something.
Or your truck if you even want to do that
Or
too.
your truck.
Sure.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we're gonna do that.
Venison,
I think we
Sounds
stick
like
with the
fun to
venison.
me.
yeah, venison donation.
Oh, yeah.
Venison donation. We're gonna be donating all the venison to ourselves, but we would love your recipes.
Recipes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
donate
throw us
your.
some recipes.
Sure.
We'll pick one,
Try that out. Cook them up. Try them up.
cook it up, try it out, and
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Sounds like fun.
but
to
yeah,
me.
we'll do a bunch of posts on it over the next couple weeks, probably one or two a week, reminding people. Maybe I'll make up. I got a couple cocktail kits I've been wanting to try anyway, so maybe I'll do a cocktail in a picture and then say, hey, what's your favorite cocktail? Send it in to be entered to win. And we'll hatch out the final
We'll
details.
do the cocktails with the meal.
Mhm.
We'll try them out.
Yep, absolutely.
For sure.
But that's a whole pile of good stuff tonight in this episode.
Yeah. A lot going on. I mean, deer season doesn't have to end
No.
right when season ends. There's a lot of stuff to do.
Mhm.
A lot of things to extend your deer season to keep you involved.
Yep.
And and then obviously the other good part about being successful in deer season is eating it.
Get the meat.
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
we'll,
And that's why it goes nice with Andy coming on next week too.
talk
Sure.
about the butchering
Oh, yeah.
and how you can different techniques and different things you can do when you're gutting or butchering your own deer. Or,
Mhm.
Well, I'm
Even-
sure they got tips and tricks.
I mean, it even comes down to shot placement and how the quality of your food comes out.
Mhm. Yep.
There's a lot to talk about next week. So
We're definitely looking forward to it with Andy. And last I talked to him, he's good. Doing well. He said he's doing better than when he had COVID the first time around. So this is their second batch with it. I had it like twice,
I think he's got
maybe
kids.
3 times. Yeah. I don't
Got
know.
kids in school.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy when it gets into a house. We got
Oh,
kids and
yeah.
other family, and
Yeah, it sucks.
almost rolls like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So, but alrighty. Oh, I think that's a good spot. Double check the comments. We do have one listener over on the Bullhorn. Might be Billy. He usually comments in though. Might be Ming from China.
Ming's trying to bag it.
No.
I remember Ming. I was there that night.
Yep. Yep. But Facebook's all quiet. YouTube's all quiet. So I think that's a good
Cool.
spot. So we're not, burning the midnight oil tonight. You can get back in and
Yep.
everything like that, and I can get back home from the shed here. And yeah, so
Yep.
if you guys like what you see, like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I need to pour something in my glass clap before doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do one of them.
Yep. Got to save enough of the
There you
potato
go.
vodka to have in the infinity bottle for
Well,
everybody.
you have to.
Have to. Have to.
Yeah, we gotta send that one home with you.
Yep.
Yeah, save that one.
Gotcha. I'll carry the imitation whiskey home. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share to friends and family, anything like that. We appreciate it. Appreciate being able to answer the questions for folks and keep just bringing good content, hanging out, and letting us do these little podcast sessions and everything. Do the Management Mondays, Fresh Crack Fridays now too with the channel.
Oh, yeah.
So I gotta get Nate out there, and I got a couple fresh cracks that I want his take on. It's fun doing one with another person.
I'll get on a couple.
Yep.
Couple of them.
Absolutely. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Give you guys a cheers.
Guys.
Have a good rest of your week.
Cheers.
And we'll catch you all next time here on the Whitetails and Whiskey Podcast.
Very nice.
That's definitely got a little more.